Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel VLSI Learning. Today I am going to explain about the LTSSM. What is LTSSM? It is nothing but Link Training and Status State Machine. What it will do? It will control the PCI link bring up and the speed negotiation, and also it will maintain the stable communication. For example, a CPU establishing the communication with NVM SSD. So, LTSSM control the PCI link bring up by moving step by step through predefined states. States in the sense detect, polling, configuration, where both the device check the presence of that states devices, train the signals, agree on speed and width, and finally enter to the L0 state where data transfer starts. And also LTSSM negotiates the speed by exchanging TS1 and TS2 order sets. Training sequence we will call as. Select the common highest supported speed from the both side and configure the link before entering to the L0 state. So this is nothing but overall overview of the LTSSM. Let's move to the next slide. So why LTSSM is important? So if it is not there, what will happen? So mainly it is used for initializing purpose for the PCI communication, and it also recovers the errors, and it will detect the whether the device A and device B will be there. Whether the device B is connected to device A or not, it will check. And also it will support for the power management, and also it will ensure the data transfer. For example, GPU retrains the link after signal issue. So it means it ensures the PCI link is properly connected or not, or initialized or not, and stable before any data transfer starts. And practically, without LTSSM, devices cannot detect each other, and it can't train the signals, or it can't decide the speed or width. So the link will not come up. So that's why LTSSM is important. For example, when you plug the GPU into motherboard, LTSSM brings the link from reset, then training, then L0, enabling the actual data transfer. So this is what LTSSM is important. So here we can see the LTSSM states. In the interview, they may ask any states in this diagram, whether the detect state or polling state, configuration state, L0S, L0, L1 state, or hot reset, loopback, or recovery states. So here I have mentioned the colors also. So let me explain detect state. So what it will does, it will check the destination device is connected or not, and detect the receiver termination, whether it is terminated or not. If it is terminated, how many seconds we have to wait. If it is connected, then how it will move to the detect. So this all information is going to give by the detect state, and it starts the electrical ideal exit. And next, if it is everything is correct, then only it will move to the polling states. For example, motherboard detect the graphics card during the boot. So like that. For example, when you insert the GPU into motherboard, we can see the first what will happen, system powers on, then PCI port goes to the detect state, then it will check is GPU connected. If yes, it will move to the polling state. So here we can see polling states and substates. Here we have polling active, polling configuration, and polling compliance. What it will does here, it will extend the TS1 and TS2 order sets. Interviewer may ask how many TS1 and how many TS2 we have to send, and synchronizes the clock. Here only we will tell, it will check the symbol lock and bit lock, and also it will negotiate the link speed here and verify the lane stability. And also you have to be very careful on these all substates also, like polling, active, configuration. So each state they will ask in the interview what it will do, what configuration will do, what polling.compliance will do. Then what is the next? In polling state, we have to check TS1 training sequence 1 we will call as use for initial link training and synchronization. TS2 use for final configuration, it will check the speed width agreement. So in the polling state, device will exchange the TS1 for link training and TS2 for configuration, repeating them until synchronization and negotiation are completed. So for that we are going to use the polling state and the substates. So let's move to the next slide. Configuration state and substates. So here we can see we have three substates here: config link width start, config with link width accept, and config lane number wait. What it will does here, it will finalize the lane count, how many we are using, whether 4, 8, 16, and assigns the lane numbers and verifies the link parameter. And also it will prepare for active traffic. For example, as shown here, GPU selecting the 16 lanes operation, or whether it is a 8 lane operation or 4 lane operation, like that. So here it will finalize the link parameter like speed and lane width after polling state. So here both devices confirm the setting using TS2. Then it will align the lane properly before enabling the data transfer. So it means first we have to align the lanes, then only we can transfer the data, TLP, DLLP. So after successful configuration, it will go to the L0 state, and where actual TLP, DLP traffic starts. That is nothing but in L0 state. I will tell you some practical debug scenario in the configuration state. For example, link stuck in polling state. Then configuration loop, what it will do, we have to see in the simulation log TS2 mismatch or width mismatch, whether it is cross 8 versus cross 4 is happening or not. And we can go to the waveform simulation logs, there we can check. It is nothing but device not agreeing on the final configuration LTSSM, so it cannot move to the L0 state. So if it is width mismatch or TS2 mismatch, then we can't go to the L0 state. So through the simulation log or waveform, through the spec, we can check it. So we have to check the speed capability both the side and lane width config and the TS2 fields in the log. So now L0 state. So here we will say normal packet transfer occurs. So the main TLP DLP transfer here. So maximum throughput achieved here. Yes, read write transaction happens here only, and also error monitoring continues here. So it is the final state where the PCI link is fully up and the real packet TLP DLLP happens continuously between the devices. For example, after detect state, we have seen polling state, then it will go to the configuration state. When the link reaches to L0, CPU will start sending the actual read-write transaction to the GPU or SSD, we will say. So this is about the L0 state. And next, recovery state and substates. So here we have recovery log state, recovery speed, recovery equalization. This is a very important state in the LTSSM. So what it will do, it will handle the signal stability and also retrain the link, and mainly it will changes the link speed if needed. For example, if you are working in Gen 4, if you want to switch the speed to Gen 5, that time it is very helpful. And also it will restore the stable communication. For example, how it will work, PCI link retraining after the cable disturbance. Yes. So once it is entered, when the PCI link detect error or loses the synchronization while in L0, then it will go to the recovery. So LTSSM retrains the link like similar to polling, as I explained. It will restore the signal quality, speed and alignment. Once the recovery is successful, it will return back to the L0 state and resumes the normal data transfer. So for example, in the debug scenario, like in the simulation log, we can see L0 state to it was moving to recovery, then it was coming to L0 transition frequently. So this transaction we can see CRC or lane errors. It is nothing but link become unstable here. So what it will do, LTSSM enter the recovery to retrain the link. So if it is unstable, we have to go to the recovery state, then we have to retrain the link. For example, how you will debug? So in the first we have to check the error counters, then TS1, TS2 during recovery, then equalization issue like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 equalization we have to check. So let's move to the next state, loop back state. So here this is mainly for compliance testing debug purpose we are going to use. So here what we will do, whatever we have sent data, that will be back to the sender for the verification. So in order to check the signal integrity and the quality. So what receiver will do, it will receive the bit stream back to the, means it will return the bit stream back to the transmitter internally. So it is nothing but during the PHY validation, engineers will send the test pattern from the root complex. So what endpoint means, the endpoint, the destination B, we can think like what it will do, it will return the same data in loopback mode to verify there are no transmission errors. So in order to confirm that if it is whether it is error free or not, it is going to send back the data. So let me explain about the L1 state. So L1 state, it is mainly used for power saving. So here in L1 we are going to use for deeper power saving mode, and power consumption will be less here, and what it will do, it will save the laptop battery, and fast wake up mechanism compared to L2 state, it will be a fast wake up. And who is controlling this? LTSSM only. So here laptop PCIe Wi-Fi card entering to the low power mode. This is nothing but, for example, L1 if it is in if the link is in ideal, there is no data transfer, but quickly it will wake up and return to the L0. Mainly for power saving we are going to use when the link is temporarily not active, means there is no transaction is happening. That time we are going to use the L1 state. Let's move to the next state, L2 state. So here this is mainly for deep low power state, and it is link active is stopped to save power, used when device is ideal that time, or if it is a sleep mode we are going to use the L2 state. And for this state we need reinitialization to become active. So for example, once the laptop is in sleep mode, then it will move to the SSD, then to L0. So this is mainly for low power saving, where the link is almost turned off and require the reinitialization to come back. For L1 we don't need this. So if we compare both, L2 saves the more power but has higher latency to wake up. So when the system is in ideal, obviously we are going for L1 state, and during the system sleep or shutdown mode we are going to use the L2 states. Be careful about the difference between L1 and L2. Who is going to save the more power? We have to be very careful. If you like this session, please subscribe, like and share. Who is waiting to learn the PCIe or VLSI field? Let's move to the next step, hot reset and disable state. So hot reset, it is nothing but it resets the PCI link without powering off the device. We are not going to power off the device, but we are resetting the PCIe, and used to recover from the link issues. And also here we need reinitialization, communication between RC and EP. So this is the explanation about the hot reset. The disable state, what it will do, it is intentionally we are going to disable this, and there is no data transfer here, and mainly for power saving like L1 and L2 we are going to use here. So the PCI link is turned off or not allowed to communicate, means no link activity at all. So this is nothing but disable state. Yeah. As I said, hot reset state is used for reset the link while power is off, forcing both the device to restart the link training from the beginning. For example, if the GPU link fails during the operation, what system will do? It will trigger the hot reset link to restart from the detect state. If the device is removed or disabled, then what our LTSSM will do? It will goes to the disable state. So this is the information about the hot reset and disable state. So even we will be having the reset, another type of resets also, like cold reset, hot reset. So those things also go we have to study thoroughly. Yeah. Thank you.